Good. Hi guys. Okay, I want to explain to you when we did the musical alphabet, right? And you remember that B and C and E and F are married, right? And we went up, E and F are there, and B and C they're married. Now the reason for that is that when you're playing like an E major position or any other position here, you're not actually looking at these fingers. Your guider is this finger. So if you know that the whole song starts in a G, I'm not looking at these fingers. See, I'm looking at this one, and that's what that gives you your reference. Right. So we have an E major position, right? That's all three down like that. Now a lot of you will play it like this. Now learn to play it with those fingers, because E, right? If we want to go to F, I mean, how does it make sense to go to F in the easiest possible way? You slide one up, right? E and F are married, so there's no sharps and flats in between. But now you have to replace this thing here. So that's an E, that will be an F, and that's a bar chord. Now, in the beginning, a lot of you might have problems with bar chords. I'll teach you about it in another module. It's about a pinch and a twist, because as you'll see on my fingers here, the calluses actually run along the middle of the finger. I'm not pushing it with this part of my finger. I'm actually twisting it around. I don't know how well you can see there, but see, the calluses run right across the very, very middle. So it's a case of as you move up, you put it down, but not like that. It's like a twist, and then you get a pinch with your finger, which will enable you to lock it in place, and most of your pressure goes onto that part there. But I'll explain that later. So that's an E, right? So that will be an F. Then we'll go to an F sharp. Then we'll go to a G. Now a lot of you remember, you already know how to play a G in that position, but here's an alternative G for you. Okay, this is all about alternative chords. After a G, we're going up to a G sharp, then an A, then an A flat, or an A sharp, sorry, or what we would call a B flat, then a B, but B and C are married. So, but can you see I'm holding on to that E major position. So if I had to say to you, find me an F sharp minor, now how would you go about that? Well, it's a little bit easy actually. See, that's an E. Once we take that off, that's an E minor, right? So we go up there, that becomes an F, right? And we put the bar chord on. Now an F minor will be simply that one taken off, isn't it? Because it's exactly the same thing, you see. So if I said F sharp minor, so F, F sharp. See, we're looking at this finger, and we're counting on this string to know where we are. So that's an F sharp minor. So you can go all the way up and down, just in that position. And bearing in mind, you've got an E major, you've got an E minor, and you've got an E7. So all of this, when you go here, I want an F, I've got an F minor, I want an F7, or this one is really a lot of fun. You should play around with those chords. They're really sort of melancholy and they work nicely. Okay, so that's the E major position, right? The next one is the A minor position. Okay, so when we go from A minor, and I move up here, what do we get? An A sharp minor, isn't it? Or what we would commonly call a B flat minor. I'm sure a lot of you know that that's already a B minor, right? So we're moving all the way up. Once I get here, I've got a D minor. See? D minor. But a lot of you can already play a D minor there, so that's a minor. So remember, these are major chords, that'll be a minor, and as you move up, knowing the musical alphabet, you can manage. Then you've got your A minor, and you're moving that all the way up too. So if I said to you, find me a C sharp minor, how would you do that? Okay, so you start out with your A minor, A sharp minor, or a B flat minor, which is commonly known. You'd go to a B minor, B and C are married, D, C. Now you want a C sharp minor. There you go. You want a C sharp minor 7. There you go. Very simple. Okay, very briefly, the third position is your A position. You know, when you play an A, like you would normally play an A, you want an A. What comes after an A? An A sharp, right? Or a B flat. So you're actually taking the same thing and going up. Now, a lot of people, that's essentially how you should play it. I break it up because that's just too much of a difficult position for me, even after all of these years. I find that very hard. If you can do it, please try, because then your A7th will be in the middle there and it'll make it the same position as the A. I do it like that, and I take the Jippo method to do it. But anyway, there's an A, you know, and as we move up, you can count your way all the way up. And that's the musical alphabet, and in that way you can work out your alternative chords. And you'll find when you get to a G, you'll have a couple of places to play for it. You get to a D, and you'll find you've actually got a D, and a D. So once you actually get through all of this, then you'll see that for yourself, and then you can apply the different things for each chord. Okay, that was the lesson.